All right, all right. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook? It's your boy JD, aka Mr. December, and we back at it again. Another edition of Love and Relationships. And we've got a guest again with us tonight, the lovely Miss Antoinette. Antoinette, say something to the people.
Greetings, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Y'all heard the lady. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're watching on the replay, please don't forget to comment down below and share your thoughts on the topics this evening. Yeah. So the crowd is a little slim this week, but that's all right. We're gonna make it do what it do anyway. I believe we all we need tonight. Antoinette, I want to know as we get ready to jump into the topic. I got some things wrote down here, and I'm ready to jump into it. Are you ready?
I am ready, notebook and pen handy. Tonight, I even got my love straw
Oh, not the love straw.
and my popcorn because this is going to be good.
Yes, it is. It is. We are going all the way in tonight. Again, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to join the Facebook group if you have not already. It goes down over there. And let everybody know what we're doing. The intention of this uh, live stream, podcast, whatever you want to call it. The purpose of this channel is to help men be the best version of themselves, and B is to find out what the disconnect is in our relationships in our community. It seems to be a disconnect between what men think women want and what women think men want. So we're trying to bridge the gap and come up with something somewhere in the middle. This is a solution based platform. We're not just going to look at the problems, but we're going to try to come up with solutions as well. So that's what we're here for. We're not here to bash, insult, shame, or guilt anyone. All points of views are welcome. We can have a conversation and disagree respectfully, I believe. So, yeah, Antoinette, let's jump right into it. So, the first topic that I want to bring up today is secrets in relationships. Should there be secrets? Are there secrets? Are secrets ruining relationships? Ladies first, what do you think?
I mean, absolutely. And it depends upon the degree of the secrets. Quiet isn't always kept, and what is kept will get you in a whole world of trouble. Um, because we want to start with honesty. Honesty is the best policy. And then, if we do have skeletons in our closet, if you are seeking a partner, then effective communication is key. So, with those secrets that we have or that we feel afraid to share, because if we divulge that information to this partner or the one that we are seeking to continue or to grow a relationship with, you then have all these other factors of thinking, well, okay, when they get mad, will they use this against me? If they're feeling a little bit jealous, or they're just feeling a bit to where they're not receiving the attention they feel they need to, will they use that and reverse it back on you to make you feel some type of way? So it depends upon the degree of where these secrets are going. So of course, if it's like a surprise, like I'm planning a birthday party, or um, just a celebration. But that's a good secret. If I'm planning a
Mm,
present that's coming in the mail, if I'm planning a surprise cruise, or hey, even if we just having a bay night, a vacation, those type of secrets, okay, you can keep that to yourself until it's time. But when we're
mm.
dealing with finances, if we're dealing with family, if we're dealing with our actual feelings in itself, I believe that these secrets need to be expressed to the ones that we want to grow relationships with. And that doesn't need to be, relationships in terms of uh, love, but
Mhm.
if you're looking as far as with building strong bonds, if you're as far as with building networks, if you're far as building businesses, these type of relationships, you do need to divulge that information to in order to be effective.
Okay, let me ask you this question, and I agree with everything that you're saying, but have you ever heard? And I'm sure you have. Have you ever heard the expression? Is some stuff you just got to take to the grave?
There is, there
Now,
is.
when it comes to your spouse, your lover, significant other, does that rule still apply?
So I believe, like with your spouse or the one that you pillow talking with, if that pillow talking is a strong bond that you and I, if you die, we die together, then those type of secrets need to be between each other. And if you have a bond like that, then we keeping it in the closet together. Um, Again, and it depends upon what that relationship is. If you don't feel comfortable sharing those secrets with the person that you're with, then I mean, I don't know. That's kind of like a double-edged sword because you do
Mhm.
have to have that open gate. You know, your partner is supposed to be the keeper of the gate, just as far as you supposed to be the keeper of their gate too. So really, if you're finding that one person that you're in tune with, then yeah, we taking it to the grave. Absolutely, because you have to be a strong bond in front of, you know, the entire world that's coming against you, whether they're in support of you, against you, whatever, you have to have somebody to have your back. Your backbone is only as strong as you keep it.
Yeah, that is true, and that is just speaking from the men's perspective. Having somebody that can have your back is really, really important. Especially with all of the pressures that we have uh, right now in 2021. Working, trying to provide, doing what you need to do, dealing with the pandemic. If you got kids, I mean, that's what me and Max say it all the time. If if a man finds a woman that knows has his back, like no matter what, whatever he say is between y'all, it ain't gonna be no girlfriend gossip. Between your friends later on, saying what's going on between y'all. It's not gonna be anything between going back and forth between family. You know what I'm saying? Uh, that trait alone is enough to get the keys to the kingdom because it's really really hard in these days. Number one, to find somebody that will be honest. Number two, somebody that has integrity. Number three, someone who's genuine. And number four, somebody who won't go running their mouth to any and everybody and on social media about what y'all got going on. I mean, because we've all seen those toxic couples on Facebook or whatever. Every other day they throwing shots at subliminal shots at each other. You know, that that kind of stuff should not be in a relationship. However, at the same time, again, I can only speak from the men's perspective. Sometimes there are things that um, men just don't feel like we can discuss with women with our woman, our significant other, and the reason behind that is uh, a lot of times it happens. Sometimes maybe unknowingly it might happen, but just keeping in the stack. Sometimes if depending on what the secret is, if it displays a certain amount of vulnerability in a man, he's going to be less likely to share that because we don't want women to use that against us later on down the road. Just like you said earlier in what you were saying. A lot of times, we don't want to open up all the way and share all of those secrets, if we have any, because we don't want it to come up later on. And then, men need to feel like, or know rather, that whatever goes on in that house between y'all, as long as nobody's putting their hands on each other, and everything
Mhm.
is, good and respectful, that y'all gonna deal with those issues there, and nobody else is gonna know about it. One of my NCOs that was in my old unit, he used to always tell me that he and his wife, their family, whether it's his family or her family, never know when they're arguing. If they at a family function, they holding hands, ha ha, kiki, just like everything is all right. When they get in the car, they back to handling business or whatever. But uh, tell me, share some of your thoughts about that, Antoinette. Do you agree? Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong?
I mean, I definitely agree with that because it's not their business. Because everybody's always going to harp on, the negative and be like, yeah, girl, so, oh, he back at it again. Y'all back following that same little toxic cycle. And they just gonna feed into the negative. So, especially when you tell your parents and those aunties and
Mm,
those uncles, then they harbor on that when they feel in some type of way too, or then they want to relate their relationships with your relationship, and then they want a partner. It just keeps on festering and building into something that's not worth it. You
mm,
putting energy into something that's not helping your relationship, that's breaking you down inside, and then that's also breaking into your household. So this becomes problematic because honesty, we know the saying, honesty is the best policy, and that goes across the board. um, like you were saying, everybody's not cut from the same cloth. And as we're looking into these younger generations, I'm noticing that um, most of the men, some of the men gossip more than the women do.
yeah.
And, you're looking like, well, what in the hell is going on with this? You sitting up here saying that it's women and all the girlfriend talk and this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, the roles are kind of reversing as far as with the gossips and then who we telling and pillow talking with. And then you may have somebody that you're committed to. Because I know I had an ex who basically, when I went through their phone, whoever he was trying to sneak around and date with, when I called that other female, they were just like, oh, okay. They turned around and would Facebook message him and be like, well, this is what she said. And they'd be
Mm,
joking and this, that, and the other. So it's like you think that you're in this locked relationship and that you could share these things with your partner, but then they playing that role. They're not keeping that integrity. They're not being genuine, and those secrets that you keep with that person that you're trusting, they going around so that way they could build a relationship with another, whether it's temporary or not, to satisfy when you're dealing with those trials and tribulations. So that becomes a tangled web in itself. So you if you're not confident in yourself and you don't listen to that gut instinct with that partner that you are currently with, then that's when the secrets kind of get a little bit tangled. And no, you can't always just start displaying that, okay, we're one unit, when sometimes the road is rough and you just got to cut it out.
mm,
And sometimes you just have to take that strike if you have expressed secrets with that individual and then they go off and tell somebody later. Hopefully, that other person that they wind up being with. Um, Basically they keep it, it's that the buck stops there and they move on because now they're in their own relationship. So sometimes you just got to say, hey, it is what it
mm.
is, and I accept it because I trusted myself to trust you with my information. So at the end of the day, if I'm giving this information to you, then I'm okay with it. And that's just
Mhm.
where we have to get to a point of I'm okay with it. So it is what it is. I don't have anything to hide on that point.
Yeah, I got you. A couple things I want to touch on real quick. First of all, you said something that really caught my attention, and that's about uh, when you said it seems like the men are gossiping as much, if not more, than the women these days. Uh, why do you think that is?
Oof, because they're juggling a lot. They're
Mm-hmm.
juggling a lot of options. They have a lot of choices. We don't. But some of the statistics have been for example, there's 5 women to 1 man. So, I mean, that's a lot to handle. I mean, one woman is a lot to handle, let alone vice versa. So, when they're juggling so much, right, they're able to repeat the same lie because it's easy. And the
Mm-hmm.
women, if you just hey, stroke my hair, get be there during these times when I'm crying, be there during my times of joy. I'm gonna sit up here and say, okay, well, my man is here. I'm able to lay my shoulder. Y'all got a lot of energy. Sometimes y'all don't sleep, so I'm assuming that may be the reason why. Um, and that's just what I've experienced. So I can't really say as to why y'all are gossiping anymore, but it just seems to be a trend that I've noticed at
Mm-hmm.
different locations that a lot of men do gossip. And it don't be good gossip. It literally be gossip. I'm like, what is going on here? Because I've sat in at the barbershop. This is not barbershop talk. This is
Mm-hmm.
literally gossip, and I'm like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
like it. Like, I don't like
Yeah,
it at all.
yeah. That's something you're not typically used to seeing in a barbershop or hearing in a barbershop, rather. I think it's because, for the lack of a better term, there is a lack of the OGs. You know what I'm saying? Because back when I was growing up,
Mhm,
men moved a certain way, and men ain't moving that kind of way no more. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
And I think it's because of the largely because of the alarming statistics that in the black community 80% of children are raised in single mother households, and they don't have that positive role model, of men anymore. And social media does not help, but I think a lack of having that masculine energy in the house. Not saying that gossiping is only a thing that women do, but I mean, let's just keep it a stack. You know where I'm coming from, right?
absolutely.
There's not many positive male role models that's like close by in a arm's reach of a young man or a young boy, so to speak, so he can actually reach out and see how a man is supposed to move, or actually get some knowledge directly from a man. You know what I'm saying? We get a lot of us are getting our information from social media now, and don't get me wrong, social media is not 100% a bad thing, but that's why I'm glad spaces like this exist, because it's a lot of young men and young women out there searching for the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? To
Mhm.
see how men are supposed to move, to see how women are supposed to move, and I think that's part of the reason why we're so messed up, because uh, a lot of men tend to have some feminine energy and don't realize that it's feminine. And same thing, vice versa. But it was some stuff that back in the day, if you had something on your chest, you talked to the men about it, and you got advice from the men about it, and that it wasn't going anywhere else. Besides that circle, is not like that anymore. You got some guys these days that's running the social media and every can't hold water, ready to put somebody on blast on Facebook, and I never really understood that. And another thing that you said, or another thing that I want to touch on, I wanted to ask you about earlier when I said that sometimes it's things that men don't want to talk about with women. Do you think that that's true, or do you think that's appropriate? Do you think that's something that hinders or helps relationships?
Again, it depends. You have those secrets. Like you said, the OGs have some stories.
Right.
Definitely have some stories, and they have to ensure. And that's both female and male, because there are some of the women that held it down, and still are holding it down if you cut from that cloth. Um, in sharing that information, they have to know that they number one, and yes, we and that would be a whole another topic. Their number one is the only one that they can share that information with. They know that um, she won't deter away, regardless of the situation, regardless of what comes up 17 years down the line. And, it's understood. There are certain
Mhm.
things that we understand in knowing that, hey, um, with this being expressed and shared, mm, no matter what happens, come hell or high water, that's something that I will not share with anybody else. It's what's the saying, in one ear and out the other, is as if
Mhm.
it never happened, it did not exist. I gave you that time to express that and share that with me, then that's what it needs to be taken at that time. But and then that also depends upon the level of maturity,
Mhm.
um, depending upon the age and everything. What Leah said, age ain't nothing but a number, as long as
Mhm.
that mental capacity is there, and understanding where this can lead someone and what path it could take you to. And a lot of people don't track what I'm putting down with that, of where it can
Mhm.
take you to. Um, it again, it's all about trust. It's definitely about trust, and with men not wanting to share those secrets, they have to know and trust that that person is the one they could do that with. And that's with women too. So, for example, when some of the songs that say, "Hey, if you ask your girl how many people she slept with, if she say
Mhm.
one, you gotta times it, what,
About three.
times three?"
Yeah.
Okay, so you know, um, when we share those secrets with each other, or some men's fantasies are to have threesomes. If a woman shares that later on of what happened, but they never had that in their life, are they going to sit up there and be like, "Oh, well, now we 50 years old and I never experienced what you did"? So it's
Mhm.
different things like that that can spark arguments. But at the end of the day, are those arguments, are those secrets that I'm expressing with you or shared with you about my history? You know, are we just fighting about this because it's something that you didn't experience, or is there something else that you want to tell me that's going on? So it
You
depends
know,
on where we're going.
it's interesting that you would say that, because I've got written down here in my notes two things that you touched on already, and I want to dive a little bit deeper into it. Um,
Okay.
you said something about body count. I got that written down, and the other thing I got written down under secrets is: does the past matter? Does the past matter, and does the body count matter? Speaking from a man's perspective, we don't want to know that kind of stuff. A lot of guys might cap and pretend like they do, but we really don't want to know.
Mhm.
And that's because it matters. To us, it matters. The past, your past matters, and body count matters. Regardless of what people might say, I think that it matters. And if it didn't, people wouldn't go through
Mhm.
such great lengths to hide it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So while I bring the Alabama church girl up, what are your thoughts on that? Does the
Absolutely.
past matter?
Body count definitely matters. Hey,
They took today. Long
She's
time no
back.
girl.
see.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's back. She's back. The Alabama church girl is back with our live stream tonight. That's what's up.
Yeah, no, definitely
Yeah,
body
yeah, go
count
ahead.
does matter on both ends, both male and female. It does matter. But I think, and I'm just speaking from my viewpoint, I'm not looking so much as the body count, but I'm looking at what she looked like. Because if you have that ex that is just busted. I mean, that's kind. She's not a reflection of me, but I'm like, I know, of course, I am the upgrade, and I am confident whether I have long hair, short hair, no hair, lashes, no lashes, whatever. But what I'm doing is investigating and seeing what she looked like, how her family was acting, how she acts, what hat she wears, because I know that I am more polished and I'm the better choice. But I just need to know where you coming from, so that way when we have a disagreement, I'd be like, you remember Sally Mae from back in the
Uh,
day?
so
Yeah,
in
let's
other
not go
words, you're
there.
gonna use. So in other words, you're gonna use it against us. Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, absolutely. That part, absolutely.
Wow, at least you're being
Absolutely.
honest. At least you're being honest. Alabama church girl, we've been talking about secrets in relationships, and right now we're talking about, does the past matter? Does your significant other's past matter? And does body count matter? What do you think? What say ye?
Well, first of all, I have to say thank you for allowing me back. I know it's been such a long time. First,
Oh,
giving honor to
yeah.
God, who is the head of my life, to all the leaders, saints, and friends. I appreciate being able to come on in. And JD, guess what?
What's
I'm
up?
married now.
She married now, y'all. That's what's up. I'm glad y'all had a wonderful time.
Yes, yes. But does body count matter? Can I be very honest and frank with you?
I wouldn't have it any other way.
To me, no, it doesn't. Um, well, to a certain extent. First of all, I am not attracted to anybody that I this gives a display that they are all the way out there and they for the streets. They get it in whatever they can. I don't like that because I like to keep myself clean and pure and holy and next to God. And I ain't never played around with no S and no T and no D. So I don't want that coming next to my neighborhood. I can count on hands.
Mhm.
So I'm good. But I don't want anyone that gives off the or displays any issues with body count. Like they just been racking them up, stacking them up. No, I don't. I'm not even attracted to that. I don't care how fine your body is. But
Mhm.
along with that, though, the the man that I'm attracted to, I'm looking for his spirit, and his spirit's gonna tell me everything I need to know. I'm looking to see, I'm like I say, I like to play the discernment game. I listen to what you say. I don't really ask outright directly about your body count, but I listen to everything you say around it. I'm paying close attention to how you talk about your women in your past. I might not do, investigative work and go out and get intel, but I'm listening. I'm paying close attention, and then I also, I'm not a jealous type, so I don't mind my guy, complimenting other women, but I'm paying attention to the ones he is complimenting. So just like Antoinette, when we get into a disagreement, if I feel a little like a shoe might slip or slide, I know which direction it's going, and I can pull it back. Like, no, 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 come on back. so, so yeah, I'm paying close attention, and I mean that's just being aware and guarding your heart and guarding your house. Somebody's got to keep the gates. Somebody's got to be a gatekeeper in your house, and that's the way I see it. So, does body count matter? To a certain degree.
Okay, do you think it matters for men? I kind of get where you're coming from a female's point of view, but from a male's point of view, do you think body count matters to men?
I think that you guys are more sensitive about that than women are.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's true. Antoinette, I see you shaking your head.
Yes, absolutely. Straight up sensitive.
Yeah, we don't want to know. And any dude that asks, he's not that smart. He's causing extra stress and extra anxiety for himself that he does not need. I'm of the opinion that, you know it does matter. That's why we don't want to know. So it's like from the day we start talking forward, that's what I'm concerned about. Anything before the day we met, I'm not really that concerned about. However, I do, kind of want to know a little bit about previous relationship, why that ended. But I don't want to hear about all the bedroom fun that y'all had. That's not what's up. That's not what's up at all. So in that case, those are some secrets that probably would be categorized as one of those things you take to the grave. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll just be honest. I had a lady telling me about, all the stuff she done, and I'm like, I almost wanted to kick out the car right then, but I let her get to where she was going. So, and then, I went on about my business after that. That's how much it matters to men, and just the fact that nobody wants to really. I'm not gonna say nobody. No, a lot of people don't really want to come forward and talk about that body count. So that lets me know that it does matter a lot. Now, another question that I have written down, and Alabama Church Girl, since I haven't seen your face in a while, we're gonna start with you on this. Dudes or chicks in the inbox. Let's just say, for example, one of your husband's associates or whatever is in your inbox trying to shoot a shot. How would you handle that situation? Would you keep it a secret from your spouse, or would you tell them?
What are my associates trying to shoot their shot at me?
No.
Or trying to shoot a shot at him?
No, one of your husband's associates trying to shoot a shot at you.
Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. That's see.
Is that acceptable? Is that one of those?
Handbag with that one.
Right.
Listen,
I see she's sipping on that one.
I know, I need something. All I got is some vitamins over here. But no, JD, come on now. That's hard. That's hard because and the reason being is, for one, my God, the people that he is close enough to call associates or a friend like that, he's close to. So, that would just be a violation on a different level. And anyone that he keeps at arm's length, he's business associates with. And that's another issue. That's another layer that I have to think about, him doing business with this person. But it's something that I could not keep to myself. I just have to be wise of how I present the information.
Now, when you say be wise about how you present it, does that mean, maybe you let some time go by before you tell them?
I might. I might. But you got, I'm the Alabama church girl for a reason. I always got a Bible reference.
Okay.
When who was it? Queen. It wasn't Ruth? No. It wasn't. I can't think of the character name, but the queen in the Bible that waited to tell her husband when it was time to go to war. Macedonis. Yeah, but anywho, she waited to the proper time to come before her king to present the information that she wanted to free her people. That's wisdom. And any woman that, like I said, is a gatekeeper in her house, she's going to operate and execute in wisdom. It could be as simple as your child was misbehaving today. That's not something you're going to present to him when he just got off work and he's already frustrated from work. You're going to wait. Let the man get a full belly. Let us, calm down a little bit because I already handle it, but I need to tell you. It's something I still got to tell you that happened, and you're going to present that information at the right time with some grace on it. You put your sugar and spice and everything nice on top of it. And that's when, he can receive it well. But, I'm not, because My man is a beast when it's time to be a beast.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna be a fool.
I hear you. I hear you. Antoinette, what do you think? What are your thoughts? Why you sitting over there
Ooh,
sipping?
right, that part. Um, I have to agree with the strategy. However, um, I'm a fighter first, and my thing is, with me and my significant other at that time, we don't like our associates. That's why they're associates. If I don't like one, he don't like them, we don't like them. So if they are trying to attempt something, because when we go out on events and we display that we are one unit, then oh yeah, I'm saying, hey, Bobby tried it. So what are we gonna do about this? Because if they felt comfortable enough to sit up there and inbox me and then still smile and giggle and conduct business in front of his face, that's a straight violation. And we need to let that be clear right then and there,
Mm-hmm.
because we don't have time to play. Because at the end of the day, if we pass out and die the next day, Bobby gonna think that he got a chance, and then that's gonna cause another problem. So no, we're gonna nip that in the bud right then and there, because at the end of the day, I'm going to sleep. And when I go to sleep, it's a brand new day. And I am not going to harbor on Bobby in the inbox, because we're gonna look at this together and be like, hey boom, okay, what we gonna do? We gonna
Yeah,
turn Bobby blue? What we
Matt
gonna do?
Blue.
How are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do this? And I don't mean physical violence all the
Mhm.
time. I'm talking
Yeah,
about strategy. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Because like you said, in being a keeper of the gate, in our house, we play chess, not checkers.
Hmm. I agree 100%. Coming from the man's perspective, yeah, it would be more beneficial if something like that happened. To probably let it be known for us as soon as possible, and then on top of that, let us know who it is. Don't just come up and say, "Hey, these dudes or whatever your colleagues to be smiling in your face, blah 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 blah, be in my inbox." Well, who is it? I'm not telling. That ain't what's up.
Yeah.
You will lose the keys to the kingdom. Doing stuff like that instead of getting the keys to the kingdom. And the reason I say that is because, oh well, what's your, if you're not gonna tell me who it is, then what's really your reasoning for saying anything at
Withholding
all?
information.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, are you trying to just get a reaction out of me? Is
Right.
this true? Is it really happening? Or is it somebody that you want to entertain?
Yep.
And see if it's something there. So yeah, and if the shoe was on the other foot, if it was my significant other or whatever, one of her homegirls, oh yeah, I'm telling right then. I'm gonna be like, ooh, I'm telling it, and showing the phone screenshots and everything, because I don't
Listen.
want, look, the narrative will get flipped really really quickly. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like Antoinette said, we playing chess over here, not checkers. You did. So Alabama Church Girl, you want to say something?
I was just gonna say, listen, my dude be like, babe, who is this? When extra friend requests come through, you know who this
Right,
is?
right.
like, I'm not playing with these women. They need to leave me alone
Mm-hmm,
now. Because well, honestly, some people are innocent and just,
mm-hmm.
wanting to befriend your partner because they are friendly with you. Some people are innocent, but it's some vipers. It's some vipers that
Yeah,
lurk.
yeah, it is. But I'm just of the persuasion that the way me and my partners move, like I don't send their wives significant others friend requests at all. Like if I know you, even if we just an associate, I'll send you a friend request, or you can send me one. But I'm not finna send your wife one.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not finna send your girlfriend one. But that's just how I move, because I came up seeing how real men are supposed to move. It ain't like that these days. But with social media, everybody is really easy to shoot your shot or whatever. But it's also easy to get caught up too. Um, I wish I had pulled this. If I knew the conversation was gonna go like this, I would have pulled up this TikTok that I saw the other day. Y'all know how these guys on YouTube, they go do street interviews or whatever, and ask people crazy questions or whatever. Y'all ever seen that?
Mhm.
So it was this guy doing exactly that, and he had stopped this group of girls. It was 3 of them. So he was asking, are you single, in a relationship? 2 of them was single. 1 of them was in a relationship. So he was like, hey, is your dude loyal? She was like, yeah, 100%. Then he was like, have one of your friends call him to link up and see what he gonna do. Is he gonna, do the right thing, or is he gonna, take the offer? So they did it, all 3 of them right there, and the guy took the bait. Oh, don't tell. I can't remember what her name was. Oh, don't tell Jennifer. Just don't. I come link with you. Just don't tell Jennifer. And she was standing right there, and she got mad at the friends. She got mad at her friends instead of the dude. And she was like, "Why did y'all call him?" And she agreed to it. So yeah, some people aren't as solid as they should be, and then it's not a reason to get mad at the friends, right?
It's not. It's not. But some people have not reached that level of maturity yet. And they would rather fight the friend than to deal with the foe in their face.
Yeah, she was big mad too. Big mad. Big mad. But yeah, I love the conversation, you guys. If you're just joining us, we're on YouTube and Facebook. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Antoinette, do you have any last thoughts on this topic?
No, I think we basically summed it up. Like I said, quiet is not kept, because if you keep it for too long, something's going to happen.
I know that's right. Alabama Church Girl, did you have any last thoughts?
No, just we all have a place and a space where secrets need to stay. Your partner and you can decide and judge what's best and how much you're going to share. The rest of it needs to just stay where it's at. Let bygones go on by.
I hear you. That's what's up. All right. Well, we're going to move on to our next topic. We are going to talk about boundaries and needs in a relationship. I've got this video queued up that I want to share. Just one moment. And this is from, I don't know if y'all heard of Stefan Speaks. He's a real love, real talk, and real relationships uh, type of dude. So I got this video I want to bring up, and we're going to take a look at it right now.
Can't hear anything, JD.
Oh, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
All right. Let me stop that real quick. Let me bring it back up again. Y'all give me 1 second. I got to build it while we fly. Gotta build it while we fly, baby. All right, let's try it again.
Listen, you're not too nice. You're just too afraid to say no. Now, as you saw in the title, a lack of boundaries invites a lack of respect. And the reason why I'm talking about this today is because I had an earlier video and someone mentioned in the comments section that women can't be too nice
Fair
because
use.
then that invites all kinds of issues. And I wanted to make clear to her and to clear to anyone else listening that being too nice is never the issue. Being too nice is already not something I agree with, simply because if you were that nice, if you were just such a good person, then you wouldn't care what came from it. You wouldn't care about the mistreatment. You wouldn't care about the lack of respect because you're just so nice. But that's not the case. It's not about being too nice. Never put a bad stigma or negative stigma on a good thing. Nice, kind, compassionate. These are all wonderful things you should embrace. However, you need to have boundaries. You need to be able to tell people no. You need to be able to let people know when this is going too far and this is unacceptable. You have to draw the line and you have to enforce the line. So I can be nice to you. I can be kind, sweet, accommodating, all these things. But once you cross the line of respect or disrespecting me, then I get to check you. And even when I check you, I don't have to check you in a disrespectful manner. I don't have to be negative. I don't have to be overly hard. I simply have to let you know this is unacceptable and this needs to change. And if you're unwilling to embrace that and make the necessary changes, you have to go. That's it. And I can say that with a smile. I can still maintain a positive, loving energy and let you know that you cannot go any further with this unhealthy behavior, unwanted attention, or whatever negativity is coming from you and trying to invade my space. So understand that you have to create boundaries. You have to be able to say no, but do not confuse that with being not being nice or being hard or being too overbearing in the way that you talk to people. None of that is necessary. So again, a lack of boundaries invites a lack of respect. But it's not that you're too nice. You're just being too afraid to say no.
All right. We are going to start with the Alabama church girl. What do you got to say about that, Val? What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I was hoping you were gonna start with Antoinette about this because I got a whole lot to say. and the reason,
Go ahead, girl.
listen, Antoinette, I know you met me at my mature age and in my matureness, but I used to be one of those girls that was a doormat. I really was. I told you, I mentioned it before, JD, how I used to be a pick me. You know, I used to be just, whatever you like, whatever you like. I used to be that. And it was to my own detriment. So I've learned and I've grown and I've matured. No. I'm nice now. I'm nice intentionally. I'm nice on purpose. But let me tell you something. I'm nice until I'm not. I don't play anymore. The boundaries, I have learned how to set them and set them sternly. Even to the place, it doesn't matter. Anybody can get it. Anybody. I don't care if you family, if you blood. They say blood is thicker than water. But when that thickness tries to inch itself in my space and I don't like it and I don't appreciate it, it's got to go. I have to set boundaries. The Bible says to guard your heart because out of it flows the issues of life. So guess what? I got my guards up. A guard means a boundary. If you cross me the wrong way, you got to go. Because me and my heart, me and myself, we're going to be in peace. If you crossing my peace the way I don't like it, you're itching me in a way that I didn't want to scratch, you got to go. That's just the way it is.
I sense some animosity.
Listen, let me tell you something. I got a recent story about this. That's why it hit real close to home. You guys know we were deployed for about 6 months. In the last year, beginning of this year. So the day that I'm coming home, I call one of my cousins, and we're all church girls. My cousins have always been my day ones. They've been my best friends because our parents didn't let us hang out with a whole lot of people. But I call one and I'm like, hey girl, I'm finally going home. Like I literally left home the week after my mom passed. Like the day after the memorial service, I was packing my bags. So I have been through a lot mentally, stressed out, not being able to really cope with my grief, not being able to sit in it. And I would be honest with you, I went through some really dark days, and because I'm away, I'm not with my comfort, I'm not with my people where I can be comforted in this moment of grief. So I'm calling because, hey, I'm coming home now. I get to come and y'all can embrace me and surround me with love. And I begin to explain that a lot of things happened around my mom's passing that just wasn't right. It was real toxic, like concerning my mom's husband, my dad, and the church that she was a member of for 50 years. And I was explaining to me that the things that happened hurt me. And this particular cousin, who is a minister, was like, let me stop you right there, because the church didn't hurt you. Wait a minute. You live in this body? You experience my feelings? No, ma'am, I'm telling you, and all you can do is accept my truth for what it is. It hurt me, and it took me a moment, but I'm over that. I'm done with that now. I can move on in peace. You need to stop putting that message out there. You get on your radio show and you want to talk about church hurt and this and that. Oh, wait a minute. So listen now, normally anybody else, if it wasn't you, anybody else, we're going to shut this show down now. I'm going to get off the phone with you. But because it's you and I love you so much, I'm going to try to hear you out. But what we're not going to do, you're not going to tell me what hurt me, how I can express hurt, what I can say about me being hurt. You're not going to do that. The boundary is set right here, right now. Now, if you can't handle me saying that institution hurt me, this institution that has no heartbeat, it has no heart at all, it has no brain, it's a four-wall collective. It's not like me. I'm flesh and blood. You should be able to feel what I feel. You're not going to tell me how I feel. You know what I mean? So then I had to cut it off. And guess what? I had to cut her off because that's toxic. You're not going to tell me, oh, I stepped on your foot, but you don't hurt. Shut up crying. No. That's toxic. Yes, you hurt me. So yeah, that was a sensitive spot. But yeah, no, we're going to set some boundaries. I'm going to be nice. And you know what? That's an argument that I've noticed recently. A lot of particularly African-American men have online this conversation about, how black women are so mean. We don't know how to be nice. Yes, we do. But what happens is our niceness is abused to the place to where some of us don't display niceness at all anymore. What you're going to get is boundaries all the time. So I'm sorry for taking up so much time.
No, you good. You good.
Oh.
Antoinette, it's on you.
Hey, yeah, no, definitely boundaries are important, and we say this all the time. In any type of relationship, it is in becoming comfortable with yourself. And when we're not comfortable with ourselves, we want to comfort others. And when we comfort others, we then open ourselves to those heartaches and heartbreaks, and then those self doubts. And then that starts chipping away our own self confidence and self esteem. This then just keeps going down that rabbit hole and spirals us into a type of organized chaos that's not conducive to where we're trying to go in progress. So with the needs in a relationship and boundaries, it's understanding not just ourselves, but understanding the love language that we exhibit internally and then externally, and listening to that intuition and not silencing what we are feeling when the energy is there is most important. And it's easier said than done. It's most definitely easier said than done. So we have to create these habits of saying, hey, I literally need to take and separate myself from any type of situation that's going on based on the type of pressures dealing with work or family, the house, what is siblings, things of that nature, and saying, hey, I need to sit down. I need to find my peace. I need to find my structure, my foundations, and what are my boundaries? What are my own limits? Because when you know your own limits, then you're going to set those for others. And if people cannot respect those limits, then you got to move the hell on. Now, we all can work together in a space where it is safe. And when I am not feeling safe, then I will go ahead and, excuse me, and I will exit stage left. And then I'm going to come back and ask if we're going to try this again. Because at the end of the day, we have to work together to a certain extent, especially, with us being that military family. We going to have to agree to disagree. But we're going to have to take this moment, and I'm going to need to step outside. But then the mission at hand needs to still go and be executed. So with those boundaries, it has to be laid in the sand, because sand is nothing but little pebbles all together. And with that one little pebble, that's you. You create that mound, and you have to create those boundaries in order to not drive yourself crazy. For what? Why you want to drive yourself crazy if we have enough craziness going on, not just being people of color, BIPOCs, our community, what have you. Everybody's dealing with it. We have to deal with our different relationships and how we maneuver. So boundaries are exceptionally important, and we have to make it a definitive statement. Write it down, take a picture, write it down again, dream about it, speak it into existence, because you have to lay those laws down, and you have to have those boundaries and those needs, but you need to acknowledge what it is you need and what extent you're willing to go to not get out of your comfort zone. And once you get out of that comfort zone, that's when it's a problem, and you have to recognize it.
Right, right. I agree 100%. Everybody, you even in a relationship, you have to set boundaries early on and stick to those boundaries, because I found myself in situations in past relationships, whether it be a significant other or family, work, whatever, where I did not set those boundaries and I ended up burning myself out. You know what I'm saying? I ended up getting rid of my peace or sacrificing my peace for somebody else, but then I wasn't getting the same back in return. And another thing too, look, speaking for the fellas, I gotta play devil's advocate for a second. A lot of times in relationships, if a guy sets boundaries, you ladies sometimes make a man feel guilty for setting boundaries or for saying no. Sometimes, don't shoot me. I'm just a messenger. I'm just talking from experience. You ladies will make a man feel guilty for saying no or for setting those boundaries. And to flip the script just a second, these days it seems like men are setting more boundaries now, and a lot of men are getting ridiculed for it, because over the last several years, it's and it kind of goes for men and women. It seemed like we were getting punished or we were getting silenced, and our boundaries did not matter. Happy wife, happy spouse, right? I mean, happy wife, happy life, right? So, but now men are coming out speaking about their boundaries, and men are getting called misogynistic and all kinds of other things, and that's a pretty strong word. I don't know any men over here in this space that hate women. I love women. I love women. Love,
Women,
love,
women,
love.
women, women, women.
I was just about to do that. But yeah, and you have to be able to say no sometimes and be okay with that and stand on your square and hold firm to that. Anything that makes you feel, like Antoinette said, disrespected, uncomfortable, unsafe, it needs to be nipped in the bud, immediately. And once you show somebody that, hey, I'm not gonna deal with it, I ain't gotta be rude to you, I ain't gotta be nasty to you. We don't have to have a yelling match. I don't have to curse you out, anything like that. I'm just not gonna deal with it. Peace. You know what I'm
I agree
saying?
with you, JD. We do
Yeah.
not let y'all withhold that vitamin D from us. You try to set the boundary, and we say, "No, you're giving me my vitamin D. I need
Right,
my
right.
vitamin."
And then
We're in the season of COVID. I need more vitamin D now than ever.
but why is it like that? Men say no, and y'all act like y'all just been shot. You gonna tell me no?
We've been
What's up?
pampered all our lives.
You been what?
We've been pampered all our lives.
I mean, hey, you said something real right then, because I believe that you know, women have been conditioned to, for the lack of a better term, have it your way, and then men have been conditioned to just go along with it. I have literally heard men say, look, and I promise you, it was funny. Y'all should have heard some of those conversations at my old unit with some of those older guys. I've literally heard older men say, I've just learned to shut up. It bothers me to my soul, but whatever she want, I'm just go with it. And I don't think it should always be that way. You know, men's feelings matter too. I gotta be an advocate for the men over here because as long as the woman is happy, everything is cool. But we never really know what that man is carrying around inside and how unhappy he might be because once again we internalize a lot of stuff that we're not going to share with y'all, but we'll share it with other men. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll tell this one and we'll move forward. But this guy said that his wife didn't talk to him for 3 days, and he did not know why. Just out the blue, stopped talking to her. And when she finally started talking to him, it was because he told her, no, he wasn't going to the grocery store or something at that time or whatever. He was going to go later, but she wanted him to go then. And she didn't talk to him for 3 days because of that. A small boundary cost them 3 days they'll never get back. Why is it that what are y'all's thoughts about men setting boundaries? And I got another good question for y'all too.
I like something that Antoinette said that is so true, that you have to learn yourself and learn what your boundaries are. But something else that I would add to that is we also have to learn how to articulate when someone has crossed our boundaries in a healthy manner, because sometimes they don't know. Like you just mentioned, the example you just gave, the fella didn't even know that he had, hurt her feelings or crossed her boundary or, made her upset. And we have to explain and express, okay. And I've learned to do this very well. This is me. If I get quiet, it's because I'm trying to think my words out and don't just let them blurt out, with a whole bunch of emotion on top. Let me just step back so I can figure out how I'm going to say this. And then when I'm ready to talk, I'm going to say, okay, so this is what happened. Now, I was trying to tell you that I need you to go right now because I was trying to bake this cake. I was trying to get this done and this time. But because you just decided, that type of thing. But we do have to learn how to communicate what we're feeling. And a part of learning to set boundaries is to understand when someone did something, how did that make me feel? What are the words that describe how I felt when they did what they did? Now I can tell you, hey, I didn't like how that made me feel. I would prefer if you handle a different way. Can we move around a different way? That way all of us can learn and grow together in a healthy relationship. Now, when someone decides that they just gonna keep stepping on your toe after you explain to them, then okay, it's time for me to move away from this person, just like Antoinette said earlier.
Mm-hmm. Antoinette, what you writing?
So I just want to piggyback and agree with you though too, JD, about men and being on the reserve as far as with communicating their feelings about how a woman feels about them. Men definitely want to hear that they're handsome. Hey, you look good. You're sexy as hell. You my sugar, honey, iced tea. I mean, and all that in between.
Mm.
And it pays to not just have the women receive the compliments from a man, but if we are one and the same and we're on a balance, then I need to be telling him the same thing, um, because it's reciprocated, right? Um, and again, that taps into knowing what your comfort is, your love language, and what his love language is too. For the example you said, she wanted him to go right then and there. Her love language might be the act of doing something. So yeah, that would have been a sacrifice he needed to take, saying, okay, yeah, I wanted to do it later. However, I understand my woman's love language is the act of doing something. So let me just go ahead and sacrifice whatever I was doing at this time, run to the little Quick and Mart and get whatever it is that she needed. And then in return, be like, hey, baby, I was doing this or whatever with this project. My love language is, hey, come do this with me. So then, it's a tit for tat in a positive sense.
Mhm.
And we just have to communicate and articulate what our needs are, and how we want it when we want it, and then we go from there, because you want to create that balance in relationships. So I just wanted to say, yeah, we definitely need to start complimenting our men more too, and not just receiving all the accolades of what we do.
I agree 100%. And listen, men, women, dogs, cats, you don't have to feel guilty about your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? That's the most, don't let anybody make you feel guilty about your boundaries. I don't care what the situation is. If you know something makes you feel uncomfortable or makes you feel away, I mean, it's just better to let it be known. Because, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know you ladies feel away if a man tells you no or put up some boundaries. But on the other hand, don't y'all like that too? Because I mean, no woman really likes to push over a man, right?
Right.
Am I telling the truth?
This is very true.
So, which brings me to my next point. Look, I'm the master of segues. So, talking about boundaries, what happens when a man sets up those boundaries after that initial dating phase? You know what I'm saying? Because uh, what I mean is, if a man is showing interest in a woman, it's usually the man that puts up the most effort first. And I don't believe that people really realize, or ladies really realize, how much a man really sacrifices, to set up dates, to spend the money for the dates, put some thought into it, make you feel like you're wanted. He's showing you interest or whatever. But then, I mean, it comes a point to where he got to get back on his grind. In the initial phases, a man sacrifices a lot of time that he could have been working, grinding, working on the side hustle, or whatever. But he puts that aside to get that initial dating game going. But what happens after that when he starts to set up those boundaries? Like, hey, I like you. I want to chill with you, but it's time to get back to the grind. You know what I'm saying? It can't it that you got to continue to date your lady. I get that. I understand that, but it has to come a time to where that boundary has to come up and say, hey, I told you from the jump. I'm a busy man. I got this going on, XYZ, and I might not have as much free time as I did at first because I need to grind. It costs money to take you out on these dates. Antoinette, what
It
you got
goes
for
both
me?
it goes both ways, because I know I'm that person that always disappears, but that's because I got stuff to do. I'm not even gonna sit up there
Right.
and lie to you. I got time management, and there's things that I want to do, but I'm going to give you that information when it's time for me to give you that information. Once I've established that thought process in my project, I'm including you, but at this moment in time, just let me hustle and make it work. Now, these uncomforts, they build and reveal desires, the desire of what do you want that next level to be. Um, and, with the thoughts and interests that go forth in making those sacrifices, those are important and they need to be recognized and acknowledged by your partner. However, again, that's getting to know who your partner is and actually listening to the um, unspoken but spoken innuendos that are being expressed at that moment in time. As we were saying before, with blood is thicker than water, and understanding the boundaries and the desires of your partner. The thickening of blood creates clots. And when we throw a clot, there's the embolisms and then you die. So, or something dies off. Okay. So, in order to receive that heparin to break down that clot, uh, it entails with communication. And with that communication, that also includes involving that person. So I may not give you everything right then and there, but I just know that I'm still here and I need to make that effort to let you know that I'm there, even though I'm in disappear mode. And that is the sacrifices that you do have to you have to start implementing. You just got, like we've said, weeks beyond, you got to start being creative. Be creative in your stuff. Everybody got to grind. Ain't nobody sitting here with silver spoons. And if you are sitting there with silver spoons, kudos to you. But at the end of the day, you're going to get boring. And Sally Mae is going to be in that inbox. And then we're going to have a whole nother review of what we just talked about. So, so I digress as far as with that. Go ahead, y'all.
All right, come on, Alabama Church Girl, is on you.
Listen, I think like a man, act like a woman in this. Because I'm like Antoinette too. I like to grind. My dude has had to tell me, babe, look, I'm here. You don't have to grind so much. But that's me, And I'm also very frugal. So I see how much he's spending, how much time in preparation he's putting into dating. And it's like, you know what, babe? We together, we good. You don't have to do it all the time. I don't want you to stop altogether, but we need to be saving. So I think, I guess, against the grain when it comes to money management and time management, because we're on a mission. I think Antoinette mentioned it earlier. It's about we're on a mission. Let's all participate in getting us to the end result. I'm not trying to play any games. I know we love each other. Fair death, smooches, love you, but let's keep working towards our goal. You know what I mean? So I definitely enjoy the small gestures of love. Like my baby is real good about just on any given day, here's some fresh roses. But guess what? I have to do the same thing. I have to keep in mind, just like what was mentioned earlier, love languages. He loves his love language. I have to give it to him, because it's important that we, keep that connection, so that we're not just running like this. We're still here, intertwined in our connection, but we can't be running parallel, and that gives opportunity for somebody else to come up on each side. But if we're intertwined like this, we're running together. We're running this race together, and that's the way I see it. You don't have to be spending $200-$300 a date for me all the time. That's ridiculous, in my opinion. That would be ridiculous for me to even expect that, because it after so many nice dinners, it kind of gets redundant. It's another nice dinner, and it's with the same nice person. We can have a nice conversation. We can do that at the house. let's do something different. Now, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I
I'm gonna
I
hold my fire.
I enjoy inviting other couples to, let's do something at the house and invite about 5 couples over it. All of us have date night together because it's good banter on relationships. Okay, get some ideas, not necessarily delving all off into your real personal, but in general perspective of how we keep our relationships intact and in order. I enjoy that, and we might spend a couple $100, for have that many people at the house. But I'd rather do that than to just me and you just go out and do an expensive date all the time. That's yeah, it's not necessary, not for me.
Okay. Okay. That all sounds great. What both of y'all said. However, some
You ran
women,
across some.
not all, will not give you the time of day unless you're taking them on nice dates, especially at the beginning. I'm of the opinion that, and I told y'all, I got a group of female friends that I hold very, very near and dear to me. Um, and they keep it real with me. Like, JD, you really shouldn't have to keep spending all this money on these dates. If you do, they might be for the streets, and it's true. But I had somebody ghost me because I wanted to go out for coffee, for the first date instead of 4 or 5 star restaurant. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this city girl culture is really, really hindering a lot of people from, possibly getting together. You know what I'm saying? Some, not all. I know the ladies that I'm talking about are over here, and y'all are over here. So y'all a little bit different. And another thing that I noticed, going back to what happens after, again, the ladies I'm talking about over here, y'all are over here. Um, a lot of ladies say one thing, but they really don't mean it. At the beginning, oh yeah, I like a man that's on the grind, da 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 da. Da. Oh, I like a man that's on his business, chasing the bag. But the first time he tell you no for something you want to do and he need to be working instead, it's a problem. Rebuttal.
Well, what's the situation? Because that's not, that's I don't know.
And that's another one of my boundaries too, because I stay so busy unless I absolutely know 100% that I'm gonna be able to do something, I will not commit to it anymore. Because I've
Right.
spread myself thin a lot of times and had to inadvertently renege on some stuff or cancel some stuff or try to shuffle some stuff down around and not, sometimes actually not make some stuff and forget about it. Just for the simple fact that you know I didn't set those boundaries, early on. But now since I set those boundaries, hey, no, I can't do this because I need to do this. Or no, maybe we can't kick it tonight because I need to do whatever tonight. You know what I'm saying?
But that's you
Because
taking care of business.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That sounds good, but I know you got to find some balance. But I mean, the first time you give a hard no, a lot of ladies have a problem with that. I'm not saying y'all. I'm just saying in general.
You need to get, like I say all the time, you need to look in a different pot. Something in the milk ain't clean.
That part.
If this the only part I got,
That's
No,
not the only pot you got
sure.
because you are restricting yourself to that pot. Because y'all
how?
always keep talking. What you mean how?
How?
Because you keep going to the
How?
same pot. Y'all keep going to, if
I've
you
been on.
going to the same pot, there's other pots in the pantry.
I've been to a lot of different pots. I've been
Tell
to a
you,
lot of different
you are
pots.
JD. You are a chocolate black man.
Okay,
Don't you
what that
know?
mean?
Don't you know you're a god in this universe?
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I agree. However,
It ain't. It's not no group of women that don't like chocolate black men.
Right.
um, I beg to differ.
Lord have mercy.
Now that might be true. However, I say it a lot on this podcast. With social media, it's not women will use social media to disqualify a man,
Yeah.
while a man will use social media to qualify a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Oh
But
well,
JD,
huh?
who can find a virtuous woman? That's what you're looking for. That's what you want.
Well, yeah, but I gotta be honest. They're few and far between,
This
and
is
it's
true.
hard.
That's why you have to look for her.
Yeah, it's hard for men. Um, that's on their grind, on their square, whatever. And another thing too, women get so much more attention, especially from social media. All women got to do is show up. 100 likes. Easy. Man got to work hard for them 100 likes.
You gotta have
If
a
he, if he get 100 likes, just keep it in the
But,
thigh while. Just keep it in the thigh
You
while.
gotta swing from the
but I mean, yeah.
Just keep it
But
in
you
the
are you
thigh
looking
while.
for somebody that a whole bunch of people like or that you just like? We keep talking about social media and who everybody else like and who they looking for, but if you stop looking, then you'll find it. So, again, it'll come to you. That's that magnetism that we talking about. If you stop searching, you'll be found.
You
And
think
that's how
so?
it's supposed to be.
Let me ask you a
I think
question.
so.
Let me ask you a question. How many women will see a man and be interested in him and approach that man?
I ain't finna do it.
See,
Well,
exactly.
it depends now. It depends now. It depends on where this situation is. Cause like I know I have been the one, like let's say it's at work, right? I saw somebody and I'm like, okay, got a little swag, whatever. I'm interested. I'm paying attention to how he move around, this, that, and the other. But I know if we at work, I'm gonna see him again. So that next time when I know I'm gonna see him and T minus another 24 hours or what have you, because we have another mission that we all working on or whatever, then I'm already preparing. Hey, oh, I'm looking, I'm analyzing, I'm seeing what is it that I could bump into him with and be like, oh, okay, you got this on, boop, 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 and start a conversation. So what's your number? What's your number?
Antoinette, you're more bold than me. Now I know how to peacock. I do know how to peacock, but I don't say a peep either.
Well, see,
But
and
then you
see,
gotta pay attention to the company too, cause I'm gonna be watching who's playing around, who kikiing and ha. Cause like I
uh,
said, we don't like people. We don't like associates. And them associates got other associates that's probably trying to do the same thing because they for the streets and just want that temporary fix. But if you're searching for the right one, it'll come to you.
mhm.
You just gotta
Look,
pay attention.
I want to show y'all something real quick. Is this true? Y'all see that?
No.
Flirting versus harassment.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
you see you see Morris right here, right? Do you see Payson
Mhm.
right here? This one is flirting. This one harassment. Is that true?
No.
If this guy if
You
this
know
guy come
what?
out at you versus this guy,
No. That's not true. Now, had he been 80 years old, that might be true.
huh? Okay,
It's not
Antoinette, let's
always
say,
based upon looks. It's not always based upon looks. Again, it's what's coming out your mouth because Morris could sit up there and he could have the prettiest teeth or he could have all the slugs in his grill. But if you can't formulate that sentence that's sparking my interest, then we're gonna have to go ahead and move around. It's not always about appearance, and then what's on that inside, as far as we're tapping in a little bit deeper, is what it's beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And if I'm holding you as my own, I don't care what's going on. Because I'm gonna tell you what, my crush ever since I've known music has been Method Man, and that was when he had the glass eye on You All I Need with Mary G. And he had, hair like ODB or whatever, and had one eye. And I still loved him, and I still do. And he, became vegan and all that, and he done leveled up, and that's still my man. So, but I loved him when he had one eye and he had, his hair all over. But it's because of what he said and how he's able to speak to me through the Webster's dictionary in a melody that is oh so sweet. So it depends on what level you on, as far as with what you want to become and what you want to connect to. So, if you just going for that materialistic stuff, materials fade away. And I'm going to tell you, as a survivor with Katrina, everything is in the Gulf of Mexico, but let me tell you something, it could be replaced.
You said something there.
Amen.
But yeah, somebody, I showed somebody else that same picture, and she said that it was disrespectful.
I don't know. I don't discriminate, so I just have my preferences. I told y'all it's either white or black. No in between.
You say black.
Black. Dog,
blackberry. Blackberry molasses.
Yes.
I wish I had my cap.
But listen, if I showed you my you would understand.
Yeah, your former Rolodex.
Yeah, you would understand.
I got you. Well,
but I don't discriminate on weight. Only thing health is a concern for me. But weight, no. I'm a thick girl. You need to be able to pick me up. you need to be able to walk around the room. So no, it's not. And honestly, I'm just one woman. I can't speak for every woman. But from my experience, the guys that are not so what's perceived to be well constructed on the outside are more attentive to what's on my inside. And that's what I love. I need you to be attentive and stimulate me here, because it's not going to get stimulated anywhere else. It starts here. So, I don't discriminate.
Antoinette said,
That's cerebral. What do we say? You tapping that cerebral, you got it.
Exactly.
I hear you. That's what's up. Listen, I thought it was a good discussion tonight. We're gonna get ready to wrap it up. I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about, y'all. There's been a lot of stuff going on. And we might do a pop-up live briefly Thursday, because Steph Curry, his parents are divorcing after 33 years. Did y'all hear about that?
I did.
And there's been a lot of this going on lately, and I kind of want to tap into that. Just over the last couple months, like Dr. Dre and his wife divorcing after 26 years. Steph Curry, his parents divorcing after 33 years. I'm hearing about several couples after 20
Bill
plus
Gates.
years. Yeah, Bill Gates.
Yeah.
So I might want us to do a pop-up live. We don't have to go as long as we usually do, but it is something that I want to talk about. Don't hold us to it, but we might come back with a pop-up live later this week. And if not, we'll definitely be back at our usual time next week, 7:30 p.m. CST time, right here on YouTube and on Facebook in the Love and Relationships group. Antoinette, do you have any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Again, it's been a pleasure. I always have a great time here. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let's get these conversations on and pop and get involved and let us know how we could be involved with you too.
Oh yeah, it's so good to have the Alabama church girl back with us. Do you have any last thoughts that you would like to share with us?
It's good to be back, JD. I hope you share with everybody where I was. I wasn't just trying to skip out on you.
Oh well, I didn't want to tell your business. I wanted you to come back and share. Everybody backstage knew, but I didn't want to put your business out there. But we are so happy for you in the new Bay. Well, he ain't new, but y'all are married now, so that's what's up. So we're so happy for y'all, and that's what it's all about. We want to see more couples getting together, just like they just did. Oh, and how y'all liking the new background and everything like that? Antoinette matching, got a
It looks
background matching. And
good.
we're trying to level up a little bit over here. You know what I'm saying? So
I
that's
try.
what's up. But yeah, y'all comment down below, share your thoughts, let us know. Are we getting it right? Are we getting it wrong? Uh, Comment down below some stuff that you want to talk about, and subscribe to the channel. Join the Facebook group. Follow us on IG, and yeah. Until next time, people. It's your boy JD, aka Mr. December,